Assalamu alaikum, dear students. How are you? Hope you are safe and sound at home. I am also fine by the grace of Almighty Allah. You have already seen that it is class 8, subject Bangladesh and Global Studies, topic Sustainable Development Goal. I am Ahmed Ullah, lecturer at Rajputra Model College, EMDS, English version, day shift. So students, let's start today's class. Chapter 14 includes some parts of MDG, that is Millennium Development Goal and Sustainable Development Goal. Dear students, you know that United Nations is the world's largest organization. It was established in 1945 with a view to establishing peace around the world. This organization first took a coordinated development program which was called MDG or Millennium Development Goal. The period for Millennium Development Goal was began from 2000 and it was ended in 2015. MDG aimed at a world free from hunger, poverty, disparity, diseases and environmental disasters. There were 8 goals in MDG, which Bangladesh have already succeeded in achieving. The 8 goals of MDG are discussed in short below. Point 1, eradication of extreme poverty and hunger. Point 2, achieving universal primary education for all. Point 3, promoting gender equality and women empowerment. Point 4, reducing child mortality rate. Point 5, improving maternal health. Point 6, prevention from HIV, AIDS, malaria and other deadly diseases. Point 7, ensuring sustainable environment, and last of all, building up global partnership. These 8 points Bangladesh have already attained, and most of the countries of the world have also succeeded in achieving these goals. Now SDG. What is SDG? SDG is comprised of economic, social and environmental development. Positive change of any situation is called development. But if the result of development is something adverse or negative, it cannot be called sustainable development. Sustainable development is a holistic approach where natural resources will be utilized proportionately to meet up our human demands without damaging the resources. We must use natural resources, but we should not damage them. Rather, sustainable development puts equal emphasis on the protection of natural resource. It also emphasizes environment-friendly farming. It also covers social and human development issues. For example, it is necessary to grow bumper crops to remove hunger, but excessive use of pesticide will affect human health, environment and biodiversity. By using pesticides, we can earn self-sufficiency in food, but it cannot be considered sustainable development because using of pesticide pollute the water, even soil, and sometimes it destroy the birds, animals, even insecticides. That's why by using pesticides we can grow bumper crops, but it cannot be called development. So we have to be calculative and careful about the use of pesticide while increasing food and production. We should reduce social inequality through economic growth and build up eco-friendly city. So dear students, in a nutshell, SDG or sustainable development is a holistic development which includes social, economic and environmental development. We should do develop anything, but we should not misuse resource, we should not discriminate in the society, we should not pollute our environment, or we should not create any problem that with our environment will be changed and climate will be changed negatively. So SDG is the positive change, positive sense of anything which include economic, social and environmental development. We should use natural resources for our lives, but we should not misuse them. This is SDG. Now, with a view to building up a happy and prosperous globe, the United Nations states, that is 193 states of the United Nations have fixed 17 goals of SDG. They are as: point 1, end poverty from everywhere by 2030. Point 2, turn the world into zero hunger by eradicating hunger. Point 3, ensure good health and well-being for all. Point 4, ensure equality, education for all. Point 5, achieve gender equality, that is to remove gender disparity. Point 6, ensure clean water and sanitation for all. Point 7, ensure affordable and clean energy for all. Point 8, decent work for all and sustain economic growth. Point 9, sustainable industrialization, fostering new innovation and building up infrastructure. So these are the 9 goals of SDG. Now point 10, that is 10 goals of SDG: reduce inequality within and among the countries of the world. Point 11, make sustainable cities and communities. Point 12, ensure responsible consumption and production patterns. Point 13, take urgent action to combat climate change. Point 14, conserve life below water, that is there are many things in the seas and ocean, we have to save them, we have to conserve them. Point 15, protect and promote life on land, that is we have to save terrestrial animals, birds, insects and other things. Point 16, promote peace, establish justice and build inclusive institutions at all levels. And point 17 is strengthen the global partnership for sustainable development. Dear students, these are the 17 goals of sustainable development. If we achieve this goal, we will be a prosperous and happy nation among the countries of the world. Now, if Bangladesh succeed in achieving SDG, the positive result will be as follows. That is, we have already discussed 17 goals of SDG. If Bangladesh achieve those goals, we will get the following positive results. Point 1, removal of poverty. Poverty line will be removed from all sphere of life. Then a gap between the rich and the poor will be removed. Point 2, fundamental need. If poverty is removed, then the state will be able to ensure the basic needs of the people. Point 3, skilled human resource. Our nutrition demand will be met through sustainable agriculture. That is, if we ensure sustainable agriculture, we will get bumper crops, and then our demand of nutrition food will be met up, and people will be healthy and hardworking, and finally the people will turn into skilled and competent human resource. Point 4, quality education. If quality education is ensured for all, the doors of education, culture and knowledge will remain open. Point 5, balanced development. If sustainable development is on, there will be gender equality and employment opportunity. This work These will work for balance in economic development. Point 6. Healthy living. Opportunity for healthy living will be created through the supply of pure drinking water and ensuring sanitation, both in village and cities. And point 7. Protecting biodiversity. If we succeed in achieving SDG, and if natural resources are conserved and climate change is minimized, then natural biodiversity will be maintained. Point 8. Increase in production. If we build infrastructure and foster new innovation in energy sector, agro and industrial production, that is, if we build infrastructure and foster new innovations in energy sector, then agro production and industrial production will increase. Point 9. Social stability. Through good governance, justice will be established, peace will be promoted, and social stability will be increased. In this way, social stability will prevail in the society. Point 10. Desirable urbanization. Point 10. Desirable urbanization. We must build up eco-friendly city according to SDG plan. Point 11. Mutual cooperation. If development activities get preference through global partnership and cooperation, we will be able to pace with other countries of the world. Mutual cooperation will exist at national and international level. That is, if we succeed in achieving SDG, mutual cooperation will prevail among the countries of the world, both at national level and international levels. Point 12. Balance in consumption. Balance in consumption. There will be balance between production and consumption if we use resources in proportionate way as per our demand. Point 13. Gender equality. Disparity will be reduced. Disparity between male and female will disappear if we are able to achieve sustainable development goal. And last of all, point 14. Communication. There will be free flow of information and there will be rapid development of communication if we succeed in achieving SDG. Dear student, these are the 14 results of SDG. If we are able to succeed in achieving SDG, these 14 positive results Bangladesh will attain. Now, there are three major areas or components of sustainable development goals. If we want to succeed in achieving SDG, we have to go through these three major components or areas: environment, economy, and society. Environment, economy, and society. That is, if we want to get sustainable development, we must think about environment, economy, and society. So, first areas of sustainable development, that is environment. The first element of environment is climate. Climate is an important issue to think about environment. We can see the results of climate change all over the world. Because of favorable weather, the soil of our country is fertile enough to grow crops. But if unfavorable weather makes our life miserable, while favorable climate makes our life favorable, while unfavorable climate or weather makes our life miserable. For example, we have to face hazards and disasters like cyclone, storm, drought, tornado, heavy rainfall, less rainfall, untimely rainfall, cold wave, hot wave, due to the bad effects of climatic change. Our climate is losing its usual shape because of the following reasons. Climate of Bangladesh and all other countries is going under change due to these three changes, due to these three reasons. Point 1, change in our lifestyle. Every day we are changing in our lifestyle. And point two, use of newer technology in developments. We are using new technology in development which cause environmental pollution and problem. Point three, affinity to consumption. We are very eager to use new resource for our comfortable life, and that's why our environment and climate is going under changes. The climate change has the following results, such as the global temperature is increasing and we are facing greenhouse effects. Point two, the ecological balance is hampered. Point three, humans and animals are facing extinction. That is due to climatic change. These three problems, these three challenges we are facing. We have to find out sustainable technology to protect our most favorable environment. To protect environment, we have to keep natural and social environment intact. We have to protect our forest, trees, animals, birds, and insects. Trees are used for fuel, furniture, and houses. Trees provide us oxygen. Trees maintain a balance between animals and plants. So we have to continue tree plantation alongside cutting trees for our development and prosperity. The population is increasing day by day, and for our larger population we have to need more house, more infrastructure, more institutions. That's why we are cutting down trees randomly, but we have to plant more trees to save our environment. For environmental balance, we have to conserve our aquatic and terrestrial animals. We have to protect many species of fisheries from extinction. Many species of fisheries is going under extinction due to the water pollution. We have to introduce new technologies so that our needs will be met and fish will not be extinct. Again, we have to save our another terrestrial resources such as birds in order to save our life. We have to protect the Sundarbans and our Royal Bengal tiger, which are lying to the south side of Bangladesh. The use of fossil fuels such as the coal, oil harms our environment. We are using these fossil fuel randomly. The global warming is increasing for excessive use of this fossil fuel. We have to undertake sustainable fuel program to stop climate change and save our biodiversity. So dear students, if we want to develop, we have to think about our environment in this way. Now, second major area of sustainable development, economy. Economy is the second component of area of sustainable development. If we want to reach a balanced position economically, our prime concern will be to remove poverty from every sphere of life. We have to ensure equality between production and consumption. That is, we have to use resources only based on our demand. We have to ensure proper distribution management of our resources, and we have to create responsible consumers, that is buyers. Besides, we have to implement necessary production strategies so that we will not misuse our natural resources. Again, we have to create congenial working environment for both male and female in the working place. To achieve economic growth, we have to work together irrespective of male and female. Dear student, side by side saving our environment, facing climatic change, we have to create a balance in economic activities so that both male and female will work together and the income of both the rich and middle class and the lower class will be raised in proportionate way day by day, and then we will attain sustainable development goals. Now society, third area or component of sustainable development. Sustainable development, for sustainable development we have to take special attention to economy, environment and society related issues. We know that gender disparity is a much discussed issue at present. The women in our society still fall behind in terms of power and competency. They are not falling behind genetically conditioned. Rather, it is a social cause. That is, we consider women weak in every sphere of life, and that's why they are lagged behind than that of the male of our society. Women can possess equal power and competency as men in society if we establish sustainable development. We must provide more opportunities for our women and provide a level playing field for them. We know that 50% of our total population is women, and we cannot think of a holistic or coordinated development by keeping these 50% women backward. That is, we have to go forward with these 50% women in our society. The women can play vital roles in different areas if they are provided with proper education and training, if they are allowed to express their opinions and they are given opportunities for free movement. That is, if we provide these three opportunities for women, such as if we provide them proper education and training, secondly, if we allow them to express their opinion freely, and third, if we give them more opportunities for free movement, then the women will play a vital role in the economic development and the social development of Bangladesh. We have to maintain peace and discipline in every sphere of society. We should not break discipline. We should establish justice in our society so that we can work side by side together in the society. We have to establish justice all over the country. We should strengthen the different social, political and economic institutions, and these institutions should be kept under accountability and responsibility. We have to identify the shortcomings of these institutions on regular basis, and we must take necessary practical measure for removing them. That is, if there is any shortcoming or fault in this organization, we have to remove these shortcomings, and we have to keep them intact, and we have to keep them unbiased. In this way, sustainable development will be achieved considering the social perspective of Bangladesh. Dear students, we know that people, planet, progress, peace and partnership are 5 important components for SDG. If we want to get SDG, these 5 components, we should keep in mind and we should implement them for our development activities. So to implement SDG, every individual, group at all levels of the society has to come forward and work together. That is, in the society, there are students, teachers, workers, employees, upper class people, lower class people, educated, uneducated, half educated, and different people of different kinds live in our society. We have to go forward with them to develop our world, that is to get sustainable development. So dear students, these are the 3 major areas of SDG, that is environment, economy and society. If we follow these 3 areas of sustainable development goal, we must of course attain SDG. And last of all, if we achieve MDG, if we want to achieve MDG, some other activities we have to implement. The activities undertaken by Bangladesh government to achieve SDG declared by the UN 2030 is shown in the mind map below. That is, if we implement the following plan of Bangladesh government, we must achieve SDG. Point 1, inclusion in 5-year plan. In your textbook, in the last page of this chapter, a mind map is given. Here I would like to explain the mind map. Point 1, inclusion in 5-year plan. After the liberation war, Bangladesh government initiated 5-year financial plan. The main target of this 5-year financial plan was to remove poverty. We must include SDG in 5-year economic plan. Point 2, increasing food production and safety by providing sustainable agriculture. That is, if we provide sustainable agriculture, we have to multiply our food production and thus we ensure our food safety. Point 3, reducing maternal and child mortality. We have to establish a standard health service system for all in Bangladesh. Then we will be able to reduce maternal and child mortality. Point 4, pollution-free natural ponds and water, pure water. We have to keep our natural water bodies free from pollution, that is ponds, lakes, rivers, etc. We have to keep free from pollution. Then we have to preserve the water, purify the water and reuse the natural water in different ways for different purposes. And point 5, reduction of carbon emission and renewable affordable fuel. We have to mitigate adverse effect of climate change. We have to overcome the negative effects of climate change. By doing this, we will be able to reduce carbon dioxide. Moreover, we have to produce renewable, affordable and clean fuel for us. Point 6, ensuring quality education. We have to impart inclusive and equitable quality education for all in Bangladesh if we want to achieve SDG. A last mind map, that is last point of mind map. 7, strengthening democratic institutions and increasing partnership. We have to strengthen the democratic institutions in Bangladesh, that is political party activities, state functions, functions of parliament, functions of government, executive, etc. We have to strengthen these democratic institutions for our betterment. We have to ensure their accountability. That is, we always remain alert that none can misuse power for their own necessity. And we have to ensure everyone's participation in the development process along with increasing global partnership. That is, we have to create more friendship, more mutual relationship with the countries of the world, and we have to ensure local partnership and international partnership in achieving SDG. Dear student, if we can fill up this 7 mind map which is given in the last page of this lesson of your textbook, then we must achieve SDG. So dear student, last of all, look at NB. Dear students, go through the textbook with attention. There is a question at page 163 such as, how will be sustainable city and society like? The answer is also given below the question at page 163. You must study the question and the answer. Moreover, there is a flow chart given at page 164. You must study the flow chart. Okay, dear student, no more today. Thank you very much. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah.